all the way from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Asheville, North Carolina. Actually, Fairview, North Carolina.
Yes.
Hi, this is 𝕊𝕠𝕟𝕟𝕉 with Nesting Dolls Realty, powered by eXp Realty here in Asheville, North Carolina. And like I said before, many times, our team and I help dozens of people, including these lovely people, relocate to the Asheville area. If you need help figuring out whether or not this is the right area for you, and if you need help relocating, my Calendly link is in the description of this video, and here is my contact information as well. Reach out to me and my team, and we'll be happy to help you when it comes to relocating to the Asheville area. Today, I am sitting here with Brad and John, who relocated here. What is it? Over
2 years ago.
2 years ago. Oh my God, time flies.
Exactly.
Time
2
flies
years,
when you have fun, right?
Yes.
From Tulsa, Oklahoma. Can you believe this? How did you even find Asheville? Asheville is such a small place compared to big cities.
Yes. Well, I grew up in Chattanooga, near Chattanooga, Tennessee, which is only a few hours from here, west of here. And so I always loved the mountains and wanted to retire back to the mountains, the beauty of the mountains. And then also, Tulsa is so hot. The summers last about 6 months, and they're just excruciatingly hot. And so wanted to get away from that heat. So those were two of the big factors. Also, Asheville is a progressive community. There's a pretty big gay population. And then Brad was willing to move here with me when I retired. He was able to work from home because of the pandemic and opened up the working from home. And so that's how we...
So you already had Asheville on your radar before?
Absolutely. I've been thinking about it for really decades. Right.
And Brad, have you been here before?
No,
before you moved?
The week that we came here was my first time to be.
What did you think that first week?
It was nice. I liked it here. You know, growing up where it's flat and hot is very different from here in the mountains. So
well,
it's very
today
nice.
we're recording. What is today? Mid-August, and this morning was really not hot at all. It was really cool. I mean,
58.
Really 58 degrees in the morning. I had to wear a little sweater and a little, pants, long pants when I walk my dog. So we definitely don't have hot summers.
No.
What was your experience of summers here?
Wonderful. Heaven.
But that's compared to Tulsa.
Yes.
Right.
So it's even better than we expected. In the 2 years that we've been here, I would say that the high temperature has hit 90 degrees only a few times in 2 years, very few times. I consider this an ideal climate because it has all 4 seasons and none of the seasons are extreme.
Right. Do you have any bad snow, occasions when your driveway is a little, not too steep, not too long, but enough when it's...
I've had to shovel it twice is all, and it wasn't more than 2-3 inches each time. It's a long driveway, so it takes a while, but it's only been twice. So
right. That's not bad.
Yeah, last year we really didn't get any real snow.
Yeah, I know. Last year was a kind of disappointment.
Yeah, that's right, if you're from Siberia.
We had a bad freeze. Did your pipes
We were
do
out
good,
of
or?
town. We were out of town, but nothing froze.
Good.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and you were in the same boat, a lot of people have Asheville on their radar first when they hear about the area, because Asheville is, everyone is talking about Asheville. It's everywhere. But you actually ended up not being in Asheville proper. I know where you live, but tell, for the sake of this video, where do you live?
Right, okay.
Without disclosing your address.
Okay, right.
Yeah, we're in Fairview, and it's nice. It's like we're living in a forest on the side of a mountain, so we're isolated, it's quiet, you hear the birds when you come out in the morning, not traffic or anything else, and yet it takes 12 minutes to get from our driveway to the middle of downtown. So if you want to go out to eat or something, 12 minutes is no big deal, so you get the best of both worlds.
But the reason we're in Fairview instead of Asheville, we really thought we would be in Asheville, but the reason we're in Fairview is that for the type of house we were looking for and our price range, we really couldn't get that
Right.
in Asheville. You know, it was during the pandemic, and the prices had already gone up quite a bit, and so we wanted a house with a really big living room for Brad's grand piano, and we wanted a house that was mostly all on one level. A lot of houses in Asheville are on 2 and 3 levels.
Right. Well, and that has a lot to do with the topography that we have here.
Not that much land.
Right. Not much
Buildable
land. A lot of hilly, mountainous. A lot of houses just sit on the side of a cliff. Seems like, and that's why they have 2, 3 levels. You know, Fairview is located kind of in between South and East Asheville.
It is southeast of Asheville.
It's right in that corner.
Yes,
and
right.
sits tightly, you know, and with Blue Ridge Parkway basically going almost in your backyard.
Right.
Very wooded, private.
Right.
Traditionally, there was a lot of farmland.
Yes.
Nowadays, you see more developments.
Right.
You know, this is a pretty established, well-established community.
Right.
With mature trees and all that.
Right.
It feels like you're in the woods.
Yes.
I mean,
right.
Yeah, it's one thing I like
Right.
about it, just looking out the back door, and this is
So we really ended up with a prettier environment around us than we would have had in the city. In the city, we would have been closer to things.
right.
But we wouldn't have had all of the trees and the...
Right. You probably would have been a smaller lot too.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, the closer to the center, the less you get for your money.
of course.
So no regrets about being in Fairview versus Asheville? I mean,
Not at
there's
all.
really no difference, right? It's just kind of like a outskirt of,
Because in
Asheville.
a major city, you have to drive at least 15 or 20 minutes to get anywhere. So if we have to drive 15 minutes to get, you know, anywhere we're going in the Asheville area, that's not a problem.
right? And Whole Foods is probably, what, like 7 minutes?
Yes, lots of grocery stores close by.
Yeah.
Yes.
Target, Lowe's. Do you go on the Parkway a lot?
Especially when we have visitors. We do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right there. Highway is right there. Parkway is right there.
Yes.
So what were some of the things you already knew about Asheville, or let's say Asheville area, before you came here? And what were some of the things you didn't know and were kind of surprised, especially after you start living here, not just after the first visit, after you know, moved in and you're like, oh, wish we knew.
Well, I knew it was a mountainous area. It looks really nice. It's different living here than just seeing it. When you come here and get to see it every day, it's great. I didn't think about it. This is on the side of a mountain, you can see, and the whole neighborhood's that way. So there is no leisurely walk in the neighborhood. When you go up that street, you're huffing and puffing. You get a good workout.
It's a good work. And that's, you know, the question when a lot of people ask me about walkable neighborhoods. You know, a lot of neighborhoods are walkable. Maybe you don't walk anywhere in it, you know, you just walk in circles, go for a walk, but it's not your walk in the park. I mean, it is in the park because you're surrounded by the trees, but
it's not flat.
It's gonna be up and down, so you better be, be prepared and be in shape.
Yes. I felt very prepared for Asheville, mainly because of your videos on YouTube. That was, you know, I knew some things about Asheville, and I've been here several times during my life, but it had been quite a few years. And so we learned so much from your videos, such as prices were going up, so the prices were challenging. We knew that the road system is not that easy to navigate because things are not on a grid, and I don't think the signs are that good. It's hard. So GPS has been a lifesaver.
Well, she had mentioned the job climate here. So if you're coming here looking for work, it'd be good to find something in advance, because it is more of a tourism industry than any kind of industrial hub. But if you can work from home like I do, then that's been ideal.
So I think we were well prepared for it.
Well, good. Do you go to downtown a lot?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, restaurants or
restaurants, the Y,
Some plays
church, plays. Yeah, we're downtown all the time.
Nice, nice.
And,
What's your favorite place like to go out to eat? Or a few different.
Yeah, there's Indian places we like downtown, 𝕊𝕠𝕟 and 𝕊𝕠𝕟, a couple of favorites.
We like 9 Mile.
Good choice.
Several
There's a lot of
locations.
good, there's no chains downtown. It's all new stuff to explore and really good restaurants.
Yes. Yeah, that's what we love about Asheville
Yes.
too.
And downtown's fully walkable. It surprised me that we came here and on a Sunday afternoon. We figured downtown's just going to be dead, and it wasn't. There was lots of families out walking downtown, going to the park and
It's
restaurants
always
and stuff.
busy every time we've been down there.
Yeah. Yeah, it stays busy. Lots of tourists, and I mean, even people like locals. We like to go downtown too for a walk. Even like
yeah.
farmers market. Do you go to farmers markets?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah, which ones?
Yes.
The Western North Carolina Farmers Market,
Oh,
the
the
big
one,
one.
the covered-
Yeah, but lately this summer we started going to the North Asheville.
Oh yeah,
Tailgate market.
we just went there this morning.
Oh,
Okay.
it's so beautiful.
So nice. So many vendors there.
Yes.
So-
We would have been there this morning if we hadn't been there.
Oh, sorry.
We'll go to next week.
You know, some of the people who go there, they also go to West Asheville pop-up market on Tuesday at 3 o'clock.
Tuesday at 3.
You can Google it. What is your take on our traffic issue, traffic problem that everyone talks about?
Well, for us, it's been fine just because we don't commute. And on Charlotte Highway, it's not bad at all. I mean, it takes, instead of the 5-minute trip up to the area where the gym and the shopping is, it takes 7 minutes. That's not a big deal.
Right.
Now, traffic is much heavier on South Hendersonville. We just happened to be over there about 5 o'clock one day. And that's where people complain
And
about.
I-26 they complain about.
Yeah.
But
Right.
we don't have to use that a lot.
Right.
We don't go
So
to either.
compared to Tulsa or any bigger city, the traffic here is not really that bad. I thought it was much better than I expected it
Well,
to
good,
be.
good.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to talk about it as a realtor, but what is your take on things like crime?
Okay. Well, we have not experienced
Right, there's not
crime
been any in this
or been
neighborhood.
afraid of crime.
Going to downtown, for example, that's where
Yeah,
a
you'll
lot of
see homeless people downtown,
But they're not committing crimes.
right there. Yeah,
So we have been shielded from that. We haven't really experienced that or been afraid of crime. Like when we're inside the house, we keep our doors locked, but nobody ever comes up on our front porch, unless we invite them.
Right. You already shared about weather and climate.
Yes.
If you want to add anything else,
Well, the beauty, just driving into town, like to the Y in the morning, just to see the way the clouds are always different. The clouds will hang down in the valley or on the top of the mountain like a veil. They're just always changing and always beautiful.
yeah. Do you have any tips for anybody who is thinking about relocating? I know a lot of people who are watching these videos, they're watching because they are thinking about maybe visiting or relocating to the area. Any tips,
Well, the tip that I got from one of your videos is networking. So I had a college classmate from 50 years ago, although we did keep in touch.
I think we met.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You did meet her. And so we definitely, when we came to look for a house, we made contact with her and her husband, and so they were a big help. And then through the church that we attended in Tulsa, we got in touch with someone here, and they befriended us and took us out to restaurants and
Nice.
told us everything we needed to know. So so I think the networking really helps a lot. So you don't feel so alone and kind of clueless
Right.
on what you're doing.
So join a club, join a church,
Oh, yes.
join something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. One of the things I've joined because of recommendation of a friend is OLLI. It's it's on the UNCA campus, university campus. It's a big continuing education program for senior citizens.
Nice.
There are, well, before COVID, they had several thousand enrolled in it, and every semester
Wow.
they offer, well, with 4 quarters, they offer about 50 different classes and almost
Wow.
everything.
I have no idea.
Now I'm teaching there as well. I teach
Good for you.
teach a literature class every term right now.
Good for you.
So that's something I wouldn't have known about if it hadn't been for networking.
Yeah.
Word of mouth.
Good.
One tip is Google Maps. If you're not used to using it, learn it and get
Yes.
used to it, because I just can't navigate the city without it. It's the streets are not contiguous. It may jump from here to there. Three streets in a row will have what appear to be the same name: Fairview Street, Fairview Road, and Fairview Highway, and they're all right there together.
Don't you still sometimes have to use GPS or Google Maps?
Oh, yes, absolutely. These days, it's mostly so that I can avoid traffic because, you know, I know how to get places and maybe 2 or 3 different ways how to get from A to B. But when you plug in GPS, it's going to tell you, you know, like this road is backed up, go take this road, especially going in the south side.
Yeah.
You know, whether I take Sweden Creek or Hendersonville Road or I-26, that can make a huge difference.
Right.
Again, I'm complaining about traffic myself.
Right.
But, you know, things like that, yeah.
Well, and you're on a schedule. You have made an appointment and you need to be there
Exactly.
on time.
Exactly, yeah. Or showing houses, we need to
Yes.
move from one to another quickly.
Yes.
Or in a timely fashion, yeah.
One thing I appreciated about you as a realtor, Elena, is that you never seemed to push anything. Like, you didn't try to push us toward a certain price range or a certain neighborhood, or when you showed us this house, you didn't try to really sell the house. You wanted us to explore it and see what we thought, rather than trying to maybe be a high pressure salesman. I think
Well,
that's
the way I look at my relationship with my clients is that I'd like to keep my clients for life. That's one. And also, you know, a lot of my clients turned into friends. But if you push something, and that's just going to feel yucky,
and then they don't like
they
it.
don't like it, and they, you know, so that's I think one of the biggest reasons. And in fact, I feel like I talk people out of properties more than I talk them into properties. Because, you know, there are things that I see from my experience that you might not catch, not just about the property, but about the surroundings, the area, the location, what's around it, because, you know, there's just so many factors. And I want to make sure my clients love where they live.
Yes, because when we were first looking at houses, I wasn't thinking as much about the neighborhood, the surroundings, the environment, the other houses. And I was just focusing on the house that was for sale, and all those other things are really important too.
Exactly, exactly. Do you have any tips, logistically speaking, to people who are relocating to the area? You know, moving truck, moving company, I don't know, anything like that.
Used a professional moving company because we had a lot of stuff, plus he has the 9-foot grand piano. But the movers were not prepared for the fact that they could not bring their huge trailer
Up your driveway
here into our neighborhood. So they ended up having to park the trailer in the Ingalls parking lot and then use smaller trucks to bring it up. So they weren't, they weren't prepared for that.
Pros and cons of living in here. You know, I have my video of pros and cons. I made it a while back. But what are your pros and cons of living in the area, from your perspective?
Well, the city's got a little of everything. It's got a full orchestra that we go to every year, and
Asheville Symphony.
Asheville Symphony, and it's right downtown. So we park once downtown and just leave it there. You can walk to the restaurant, walk to the symphony, and then
so downtown is very walkable for all the restaurants and the entertainment.
Did you go to the New Year's performance?
No.
No, we didn't,
It's
but we
past
do
10.
always go to the outdoor performance in Pack Square.
That'll be later this month.
Fun. That's later this month.
So that's a pro.
That's a pro. The beauty of the mountains, the climate is a pro. I can't think of any real negatives for us. I think that if we were looking for like jobs or new jobs, that could be challenging.
Right.
In a community of this size.
Anything that you would think that can use some improvement? If not a con, maybe like, well, that could have been better.
Roads everywhere always need more work. That's the way I feel.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yes,
never
especially
fair.
smaller roads, right?
The what?
Smaller roads.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Although our roads are much better than in South Carolina. There's even a joke. As soon as you cross the South Carolina, you know, welcome to South Carolina on the highway, the roads start getting bumpy.
Okay, I would say that a lot of things, not just real estate, but a lot of things are a little more expensive here.
Yeah.
Like restaurant meals. This is a tourist town, so restaurant meals are more expensive.
And did you notice that little, it's not a tax, but like a fee that a lot of restaurants added during pandemic?
Yeah.
3 to 10%, depending on where.
Right.
Yes, and that was because they were in a difficult situation with the COVID.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess supplies and food, you know, the produce got more expensive, I guess. I'm not really sure. I know a lot of restaurants, well, some restaurants closed because they just couldn't keep up with, couldn't keep the staff or be profitable, I guess. Yeah. So
another pro is there's also there's a large gay community, but there's a large retiree community.
Yeah.
And so that's why we have such a vibrant 𝕊𝕉, which is this
the group.
continuing education for senior citizens. Just an amazing number of.
So it sounds like it's a very active retirees. Very active, not just somebody who's sitting
yes.
and doing nothing.
They take hikes, lots of hikes. I've had hiking classes, and then have belonged to hiking groups where we go.
All right.
Where I'm struggling to keep up with the other 70-year-olds. So
yeah, they can be agile. Anything else you want to add? Last chance.
Well, I will
Good,
say,
bad, and ugly.
Okay.
Or ugly.
People always ask us, how did you find this house? And I say, well, we found 𝕊𝕉𝕉. That's how we found this house. We fell in love with her on the internet, with her YouTube videos, and you were so helpful and in sending us the profiles, the online profiles that were well suited to what we were looking for, and so attentive in working with us. So I would say my tip would be that you will always be in good hands with 𝕊𝕉𝕉, and you're not even paying me for this.
Thank you.
We paid you.
Thank you so much for saying that.
It's so
Appreciate
true.
it. It was a pleasure working with you. Yeah.
We wouldn't have been able to close away. We weren't even here for the closing, and you did all the legwork with that and the house and everything. So that was a big plus.
Well, good. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that's it. If anybody has any questions specifically to Brett and John, you can put them in the comments. I will, ask them, about things like what it was like to relocate from Oklahoma all the way to Western North Carolina, or logistics, or social life, anything, appropriate. Let me know. If you need help relocating to the area, calendar link is in the description. There's some more videos to watch about what it's like to live in the area, and I will see you next time.